Good afternoon. My name is Jorge Garcia. I am co-founder and CEO in Colombia of Kuepa. Kuepa is an educational company that is trying to close the skills gap in Latin America. I know that most of the conversation that is been taking place here in GSV over the years is about United States and what is happening here. But I believe that Latin America is important in the global context to understand because there are many challenges that you already passed through or that you are already more advanced than us, but that we are taking lessons to driven. So the problem that we are trying to address is that 40 million people in Colombia and Mexico, that are the countries in which we are primarily based between age 25 and 64 haven't completed their high school. And that problem is even worse because every year 2.5 million in Mexico and 500,000 in Colombia are adding to that pile of people that haven't completed their high school. That's over 50% of the economically active population of those countries. It's like a tragedy. And after that, you have a problem that is derived from that, and is that employers are having difficulties to find the right people for the right jobs. In Colombia, 50% of the employers last year said that they didn't find the people they need. When you see the traditional education that they are being provided, the students and the youth in our countries are being provided in the tertiary sector, it's not an education that they want. It's not something that they like. Only 27% of the adults are enrolling in the current offer that they find in tertiary education. And even worse, only 25% of them graduate. Yeah? So we have a skills gap that is very huge and that is not being addressed properly. What Kuepa is doing in that market, in that problem is the following. The first, we are providing 3 different programs. We are providing students with a high school remediation program. We are providing them with an English as a second language program, and we are providing vocational training programs, depending on the needs of each one of those markets. Sorry about my English. You already know that it's very bad, but I am doing my best. What we are doing is this. At the beginning, we thought that we can address this problem only with an online solution. But after 2 years of trying, between 2011 and 2012, we figured out that it's not the right solution for our countries because the access is not the best, but also because there is one major problem after that, and is that the people, in order to complete their programs and to feel engaged, they need to go somewhere. So with that, what we do is to implement a blended learning solution in which we have a very powerful proprietary platform that we develop, but also we combine that with physical locations in which our students go to train these skills. Our blended learning model works with 2 different approaches. The first one is with flipped classroom, and the second one is with station rotation. Both of them are leveraged by these kind of locations. What we have is very high traffic locations located usually in malls in Mexico City, or like the one in the left, a complete building in which our students go in Colombia. At this point, we have 7 different sites in Mexico City and its surroundings. 5 of them opened last year, so we are in a very huge accelerated expansion plan, and 3 strategically located locations in Bogota. What happened with that is that very fast, governments and institutions, NGOs, have learned that Kuepa can be a very powerful ally for the social projects that are taking place in Colombia and Mexico and in other countries in Latin America. So at this point, for example, we are operating with the McKinsey Social Initiative, a very powerful training program for cashiers in Mexico. We have partnered with the City Foundation to implement an employability training program in Colombia, Argentina, and Dominican Republic. And we have partnered, for example, with Fundación Corona to implement the first social impact bond that is being taking place in a developing country all over the world. So these are our numbers. At this point, what we have is that we already have 10 locations. We are planning to have 87 sites by 2021. And in 2021, we expect to have 16,000 students in our locations. Right now, we have like 33,000. Those students, I want to emphasize, are students that are going to our locations every week, at least for 4 to 6 hours. And they are training those skills in our locations. Currently, Kuepa is in the process of raising capital to execute the rest of the expansion plan that we have in place. We believe that we have a very highly scalable model. We have this model with a unique proprietary platform that allows to open new sites with very small staff. Usually, for example, to open a new physical location, we only need 3 to 5 people. So it's very short in the staff that we need. And we have automatized all the process so we can assure that we will have quality, educational quality in our locations, not depending on the tutors, but depending on the content and the platform that we have developed. I will be here for the rest of the session and for the rest of the days. That's my mail and my number if you have further questions. Thank you very much.